Hello, everyone. This is Jay Dobbins, your host of the Marvel DC Universe Fan Club. We are now at episode 140, and I'll be giving my review on Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So, spoiler alert, if you have not seen Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, I strongly advise you not to listen to this episode. You have been warned. So, I finally saw the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse film, and I thought it was pretty good, though. But anyway, so far, it's about Miles Morales, a teenager who admires Spider-Man, struggles to adjust to his new elite boarding school, and live up to the expectations of his parents, Rio Morales and Jefferson Davis. Uh, let's see. Also, sorry, who view Spider-Man as a menace. Sounds like J. Jonah Jameson to me. That's who he sounds like, of course. Before becoming attracted to his classmate, Gwanda, Miles seeks advice from his uncle, Aaron Davis. Aaron encourages Miles to pursue his passion for graffiti and leads him to a subway station where he can draw. Where there, Miles is bitten by a radioactive spider and develops spider-like abilities. Unable to contact Aaron, he returns to the station and finds a secret laboratory where Wilson Fisk, aka Kingpin, has built a particle accelerator to access parallel universes and reconnect with alternate versions of his wife and son, who died in a car accident. Spider-Man arrives to disable the accelerator and fights Green Goblin and Prowler. During the melee, Spider-Man meets Miles Morales and senses they are alike, but is then gravely wounded when the accelerator malfunctions. Spider-Man gives Miles a USB drive to disable the accelerator and informs him that the machine could destroy the city if it turned on again. Shortly afterward, Fisk kills Spider-Man as Miles escapes. Inspired by Spider-Man's sacrifice, Miles attempts to master his new abilities and inadvertently damages the drive. Miles is later approached by Peter B. Parker, an older and jaded Spider-Man from another dimension, who has separated from his ex-wife Mary Jane Watson and recently lost his Aunt May. Peter has been brought into Miles' world by the accelerator and needs to return home. So he begrudgingly agrees to train Miles in exchange for help in stealing data about how to repair the drive from Frisk Research Facility. While breaking into the building, Miles displays the unique abilities of invisibility and an electric venom blast that can disable enemies by touch. They are confronted by Fisk assistant Olivia Octavius, who reveals that Peter will inevitably deteriorate and die the longer he stays on their Earth. Miles and Peter are rescued by Gwanda, revealed to be another dimension displaced heroine whose real name is Gwen Stacy. Gwen leads Peter and Miles to May Parker, who is sheltering Spider-Man Noir, Spider-Ham, and Penny Parker in SPDR. They are revealed to also be deteriorating. So, Miles proposes disabling the accelerator himself to send the other Spider people home. While Penny repairs the drive, Peter unsuccessfully attempts to teach Miles how to control his powers. Pressure from the group causes an overwhelmed Miles to retreat to Aaron's apartment, where he discovers that Aaron is Prowler. Miles returns to May's house, but is followed, and the group is soon located by Fisk, Aaron, Octavius, Scorpion, and Tombstone, leading to a brawl, of course. Aaron counters Miles on the roof and pulls off his mask, revealing that he was hunting his nephew. When Aaron refuses to kill Miles, Fisk shoots Aaron, but Miles gets himself and Aaron to safety, but Aaron dies from his injuries. Jefferson discovers Miles over Aaron's body and mistakenly informs the police that Spider-Man is the killer. Peter restrains Miles and leaves him behind in his dorm for his own safety. Jefferson arrives outside Miles' door to tell him about Aaron's death, and assuming Miles does not want to speak to him, apologizes for his mistakes and reassures Miles. Uplifted, Miles escapes and visits May's house, where he spray paints one of Peter's old Spider-Man costumes for himself. After testing his powers and learning to use them on command, he joins the others and helps them defeat Octavius, Scorpion, and Tombstone. Miles activates the drive and sends the Spider People back home just before Fisk arrives. The two fight throughout the accelerator, attracting Jefferson's attention. Jefferson realizes that Spider-Man is not the enemy and encourages him, giving Miles the motivation to withstand Fisk attacks and knocking him out with his Venom Blast, which also destroys the accelerator. As the authorities arrest Fisk and his enforcers, Jefferson realizes Spider-Man as a hero, and Miles embraces the responsibilities of his new life. Peter brings flowers to Mary Jane. The other Spider People resume their lives, and Gwen finds a way to contact Miles across dimensions. So, there's also a post-credit scene where, where Miguel O'Hara, also known as Spider-Man 2099, learns about the crisis and develops his own dimension-hopping drive. O'Hara decides to return to the beginning on Earth 67, but ends up getting into an argument with that universe's Spider-Man in a scene that mirrors the double identity episode. He's like, "Are you pointing?" He's like, "You're pointing at me." He's like, "No, you're pointing at me." He's like, "No, you pointing at me first." I thought that post-credit scene was very funny. So, but there were no after-credit scenes after that. So, but yeah, I thought the movie was pretty good. Sony still got it, so I think Sony should keep rights to Spider-Man. Do not give it to Disney for any reason. But yeah, so I love the cinematography. I love the effects. I love how the concept art, the background art was done. I do like how they were able to put in all the different versions of Spider-Man. So, and the writing was excellent too, though. I love the art. I give it a 10, pretty much. So definitely a 10. I'll definitely buy it on iTunes for sure. I'm not sure if it will make, and I don't know if it'll make the nomination for best animated film in the Oscars. I'm not sure about that, but I do like the storylining. So, they pretty much stayed true to the comics, the Miles Morales comics, and they were able to stick to that while adding other versions of Spider-Man. So I thought that was pretty good. So keep it up. I hope they do another one. But yeah, so that concludes this episode. Feel free to visit us and like us on Facebook. We are available on iTunes and the Google Play Music app.